outside run. No, it's a keeper, and it's Thomas in the end zone for the touchdown. Near side, still untouched, and now down the sideline goes Ledger Russell for the touchdown. Three-step drop, throw is out, and it's caught. Tedesco able to wrestle it away from Morrison. Meanwhile, they're going to dial up a deep one. Peters is wide open. The handoff, Elton breaks the tackle, bounces it right side. He's got the first down and a whole lot more. Inside the 10, inside the 5, touchdown, Salem. Note the new ball carrier, look out. On his first carry tonight, Junior Brooks Corners is gone. Number 2 seed and the number 7 seed for a trip to next weekend's semifinals. North coming off a first-round win a week ago at Stello Stadium. They topped the stubborn Alvin squad by a final of 27-14. Wrapped up the regular season with a 6-3 record. And come in on a bit of a win streak here. Speaking of win streaks, Portsmouth, they are 9-0 after an unbeaten regular season. They earned a bye week as the number 2 seed and will hit the field for the first time in 2 weeks. So Portsmouth widely seen as the higher seed, is the favorite here tonight on their home field. But Nashua North, Steve, as we know, has improved really week in and week out under second-year head coach Chad Zabolis and could play spoiler on the road here tonight.
Yeah, and I don't think this team is intimidated by anybody, that being the Nashua North Titans, Nick. The way that they played last week against Alvin's not a bad football team by any stretch, and they completely dominated in all 3 phases of the game. They are coming here, and they're looking to be heard. They have been heard all year. Every time you thought they were going to slip, they come back and win some games and prove that they are a viable, improving football team. They're ready to go tonight. On the Portsmouth side, nobody could have used a bye better than Portsmouth. They had some injuries, it had some bumps and some bruises, and they were able to rest some key players in that situation, and the whole team got an opportunity to heal and come back. The question is how fired up they. I doubt with Coach Pafford and his staff that they're not. I'm sure they're going to be ready to go. So look forward to that, and we'll when we come back, we can break it down. But certainly looking for a good one tonight, Nick.
All kinds of pregame festivities on the way. The teams will storm the field as they always do. In just a few moments, we'll have the coin toss and the national anthem for you live as well. Kickoff tonight, 6 o'clock, coming up at the top of the hour. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Well, we're back here in Portsmouth, live under the lights. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance, a Division I quarterfinal matchup between Portsmouth and Nashua North. These teams did not meet during the regular season. Portsmouth, of course, in the Eastern Conference, North in the West. But two teams that, well, for different reasons, perhaps, feeling confident tonight. We know North, they've got their offensive line issues seemingly ironed out, according to Coach Zabolis. And Portsmouth, whether it's been in a blowout or in a close game, have found ways to stay undefeated, at least through the regular season. So both teams, I think, ready to give it their A effort tonight.
You know, one of the you can talk about the Peters, you can talk about the McLaughlins, you can talk about Connor. You can talk about so many different players on both teams, but it's that middle part of these teams that really has made them strong throughout the year and takes up the middle part of your lineup, which they have leaders everywhere. And both lines, I mean, Chad Sabolis' offensive line work with his coaching staff, if you look at Nashua North's blocking scheme in the beginning and the effectiveness that they showed us in the last game, Nick, they have made a quantum leap. And I believe it's why they defeated Alvern with such strength last week, because of that reason. The defense here on the Portsmouth Clippercats, Nick, the defense is just lethal. They have athletes on there that can absolutely work toe-to-toe with a Bedford, with a Londonderry. They have that capability. Whether they do or not, we'll find out if they're able to advance past Nashua. I would say Portsmouth comes in as the favorite. But anybody thinking that this game can't be taken by Nashua North would be kidding themselves, because, like we saw, they have the people, and they have been able to coach up that middle players, and their depth the other night looked pretty. When they started putting some other players in the game, it was still very effective against the Broncos. But this is the Portsmouth Clippers. We'll see what happens.
Well, North already on the field, as you can see, and now it's Portsmouth's turn to emerge from the locker room. Crowd continuing to gather. One of two quarterfinal matchups statewide tonight in Division I. Top seed Pinkerton is in action at home against Bishop Girton. That game is kicking off shortly as well. We'll keep an eye on that scoreboard. All right, here come the Portsmouth Clippers. A 9-0 regular season record under longtime head coach Brian Pafford.
Big football team, size as well as numbers, Nick.
Over 100 in the program.
Yeah.
One of the largest rosters statewide. And a player to watch tonight,
there
perhaps, Cole McLaughlin, number 25, the senior.
running back on offense, inside linebacker on defense. A fun player to watch. And, of course, Brooks Connors is another kid to keep an eye on. Only a junior, but with a big frame, listed at 6'2", 215 pounds, is an impact player on both sides of the football.
Absolutely, Nick. You look at a guy like Sheridan from Bedford, and you look at a guy like Connors. Those are college frames that any recruiter is going to look and say, if you've got that raw talent and you have that game speed and you have that quickness, you got, look at these guys. Only a junior. It's just, but Sheridan was the same way as a junior last year. These guys are special players. Connor's recovery speed, if he chooses the wrong gap, his ability to come back on the other side of the field and bust. In offense, he's just a lethal force as well. Definitely a guy you want to get the ball offensively out in the space where he can go one-on-one with a defensive back and he can just truck you at any time. Peters, another guy to watch, Nick. I think another guy to watch coming back to Portsmouth is Aiden Thomas. What kind of game is Aiden Thomas going to have? This kid, when he decides to run it, my not criticism, but my constructive criticism towards Aiden would be you need to run the ball more, but he's such an unselfish player. He looks to give the ball almost every time. But, boy, if you let this guy run, he cuts upfield with that plant step is really, really well. Lumley can do the same. Aiden's young, but he's this kid, when he's improved. You can clearly see when he's on this, and he feeds and distributes equitably offensively to his other players, but also knows to take it himself. He's just a terrific asset for Coach Pafford to carry the mission out in the field.
And you mentioned Luke Peters, the junior for Nashua North. He's been a defensive demon and a splash player on offense as well. Of course, the offense runs through junior quarterback.
Yes.
And Bishop Girton transfer John Canaway.
What a great job he's done.
Who played well last week. And the tailback, as you can see, making his way to midfield is the senior Steven Rosario. Has been a touchdown factory as of late. Scored 2 back on Saturday in the win over Alvern.
It was 2. I thought it was 3. Wow. It seemed he was everywhere. He was everywhere. That's probably why I think that, because when they needed him, they called on him, and he got him that tough yardage. And he's got a great sidestep after he gets through the line, which doesn't allow the linebackers to get square on him. We'll see. This linebacker core of Portsmouth is outstanding, Nick, when they're healthy and they're going. That's going to be interesting to see if they're able to accomplish that against this stout, quick, fast recovering, and hard-hitting physical Portsmouth defense. To me, Nick, when they're on, they're as good as any defense in the league.
All right, Steve, quickly, some keys. What does it take tonight for both teams?
I think that the number one key I'll be light on the keys tonight because there's so many different things you could talk about, but the key for the Portsmouth, Nick, is that this off-bye week, what did that do for them, or are they going to start out slow? If they can come out because they feel good and they've been raring to go, I think Portsmouth has a huge advantage in this game. On the north side, they've got to come out. If they are wind up off getting it on offense first, they've got to come out with a sustained drive, move the sticks, keep that defense. Don't give that defense any confidence. If they can move, I think that's going to be critical in their own feeling about themselves and how if they can do it effectively with pass and run. At that point, it's going to be that's going to be a very good thing, Nick, for the Nashua North. Second key is both the same quarterbacks. How disciplined are the quarterbacks? Don't throw, don't force something to happen, because if you give it away, a pick six can really have in playoff games and the quarters on can have a huge impact. So those will be a couple from the start.
All right. The coin toss is in the books. Portsmouth won the toss, deferred to the second half, so they will kick to begin the football game. North set to receive. As this crowd continues to fill up, we've got a big crowd already with a student section off to our right, dressed in ski gear, complete with the goggles.
They always have a theme.
And the jackets. Temperatures should dip down below 50 throughout the game. All right, let's go down to the field now for the national anthem.
And clock operator Clean Ward. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise if you are able for our national anthem. Performed tonight by the Portsmouth High School Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Eric Gagnon. Anyone wearing a hat or cap at this time, please remove them.
Let's go, Portsmouth! Let's go, Portsmouth!
Well, there it is, the national anthem performed by the Portsmouth High School Marching Band, setting the stage for this quarterfinal matchup between Portsmouth and Nashua North. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you. Glad you could join us. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. First of two broadcasts to come your way this weekend. Tomorrow we'll be in Bedford when Salem visits the Bulldogs at 5 o'clock. All right. Portsmouth, the number 2 seed after an unbeaten regular season. They had last week off with the bye week. North, fresh off a 27-14 victory over Alvern in a game in which the defense came away with 5 takeaways in that football game. We're going to see the offense first as Steven Rosario and company get set to receive. Both Rosario and Peters are back deep inside their own 5-yard line. The kick will come from Cam Worcester, the senior. With the ball at the 40, he swings the right leg, and we are underway here in Portsmouth. It's fielded by one of the upmen for the Titans. That's Dylan Noble. He had 3 interceptions on defense a week ago, and he spun down here
85
at about the 25-yard line. A good tackle there in pursuit by Cody Belland, the sophomore for Portsmouth. So 1st and 10, we get our first look at John Canaway. The junior made his way over to Nashua North High School in the offseason, played last year for Bishop Girton, and is set to run the show. And as we spoke with Coach Zabolis about 10 days ago, he said he's improved on the decision-making front, knows when to tuck and run, knows when to fight and see another down, and that may be critical tonight as the Titans look to hang in this ball game as unofficial underdogs. He'll face a 4-man front on 1st and 10. It's Rosario, and he's planted at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Fletcher Miles up front, 6'2", 255-pound senior, credited with the stop, and we've got a 2nd and 10.
Max, looks like Fletcher and looks like Brooks Connors was in there as well, Nick, for some support.
Expect to call both those names often tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, North playing up-tempo on 2nd and 10. They get right to the line. They go to Rosario again, and he is stuffed along the left side. Well, just nowhere to go.
We're talking about keys to the game, Nick. This defense certainly so far shows that they've been missing football over these last 2 weeks, and they're coming out the way you would expect them to when they're at their potential. That's just great containment by Tucker Husky, and good fill there. Linebackers look to be sharp.
So 3rd and 10 with a minute gone. Portsmouth hoping to force a 3 and out. They're going to rush 3. Canaway's got time. Looking downfield, going to let it fly. This one is deep and incomplete. Into double coverage, trying to hook up with the wide receiver, Adrian Lazo, but incomplete. It looks like we see an early punt here.
You're going to see here in the replay, Nick, how tall and hands in the air they're coming in with. Watch this. They're so tall. It looked to me like he was having a little trouble getting some vision there. Had a great pocket they gave him, but this is a tall group here defensively, and they can cause you vision problems trying to find your receivers.
So an early punt as Darius Smith take a couple of steps back.
Oh,
and that one may have gone off the side of the foot. It's not very deep. It's going to spiral to a stop at the Titan 36-yard line. So just a net gain of 10 with no return. Excellent starting field position for the Clippers.
Looked like he had a nice lean into the ball, but completely missed it off the right side of his foot, Nick. Not only is defensively to get the stop, but to not get more field position of that really puts the Clippers in a good position here. That's not the way that the Titans wanted to start. We'll see how their defense can hold up.
So Aiden Thomas, the senior quarterback, flanked by a couple of running backs, McLaughlin and Connors. Shifting up front of the Titans, a 4-man rush here on the snap. The 1st and 10 give is to Connors up the middle. Breaks an initial tackle, leans forward down to about the 35-yard line for a gain of 1. There's a good stop there early for the Titans.
Good job here on the defensive line. They opened up green space for the linebackers to see, and watch how fast they close. The defense, Nick, you were talking about it earlier last week, really showed that they're on par. They're ready to roll, and they did a great job there. Good job by the line. This is a nice linebacker crew for the Titans, Nick, as well.
Sophomore Jedwin Uveris in there first. Meanwhile, first carry from McLaughlin, and he spun down around the legs. Not much. Good stop there by Darius Smith.
They're forking in, getting low position, Nick. This looks like something. It looks like something is uniform across the defensive line, and it's working for the linebackers. They're like, look how low they're all going in. And great defensive work by both teams, Nick, so far. Nobody seems to be able to get third down. This is a big, I would imagine this is fourth down territory for Coach Pafford here, but we'll see.
Ball at the Titan 34. It's third down and 7 officially with 2.5 gone by. Low snap, handoff, ball on the ground, and Thomas fortunate to dive on it there. It'll be a loss of 2. And now a fourth down and 10.
Now that changes the dynamic a little bit. It looks like it's a full 10. They lost 3.5 yards there. So it looks to me like they're going to keep the offense on. There's not a ton to gain, Nick, with a punt. So Coach Pafford, a believer in that offensive group, is going to take a shot here, see if he can work a first down. Looking for something out in the flats probably on a pass here, Nick. I doubt they're going to run it.
Well, there's 4 wide receivers, 3 to the strong side right. The lone back
looking for
McLaughlin.
Looking for a little seam inside.
Titans will rush 4. Thomas on a rollout to his right. Met by Smith and sacked. He's dropped back at the 44-yard line. Darius Smith putting his blueprint on this one, so to speak, as he weighs in here. A big fourth down stop as the Titans take over.
Darius always comes up big on third and fourth down, Nick. I find that he plays his best ball defensively on the last 2 downs when it really, really matters. That's just good work, staying with him, staying square. How about Nashua North? Meeting the challenge here on the rebound.
So each team has possessed it once. Titans take over at their own 44. They swing it into the flat on 1st and 10.
Nice play.
And that's Luke Peters. A good move after the catch. Gets up to midfield. On a gain of 7, we'll set up a 2nd and 3.
What does every team want to do? They want to get their best player in open space, and that's nice job by Canaway getting that outside. And, boy, you get the ball to Peters with 2 strides available to him, he's going to get you close to a first down. Nice
slowed down there by Nick Smith, the cornerback. Meanwhile, on 2nd down and 4, Rosario on a second effort is going to pick up the first down. That's got the far sideline fired up as he's pushed out of bounds at the Portsmouth 40. A gain there of 10, and the first down either way comes with 4 minutes gone by.
You see here, this is just hard work, keeping the feet moving by Rosario. Look at him. He's completely contained there inside, but he keeps the legs moving, and that big wide girth that he has when he runs, he is very difficult to bring down. So he's nice move. They're moving the football.
3 receivers set with a wingback right side. The give is to Rosario. McLaughlin is all over him. That'll be a yard loss as the senior linebacker flies into the backfield, gets Rosario around the waist to bring up 2nd down 11.
I believe that he was a little banged up, Nick. He is a fighter. What a player this man is. Watch the lateral movement here as he goes through the hole and then chases him down. You have to be extremely quick to get that done. Terrific job.
Titans again playing up-tempo as they're ready to go on 2nd and 11. Canaway may have just changed the play.
He did.
As he looks over at Coach Zabolis. In the pistol set with Rosario right behind him on 2nd and 11. Canaway, a step to his left, throws, complete. That's Peters trying to muscle his way inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line. Call it a gain of 8. To set up a 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, clearly he was having vision sitting in the pocket, Nick. Now he's going back and he's kind of going off outside of the edge of the pocket a little bit, and he's reading it extremely well. And that's giving him the kind of vision that he needs to get it to one of his number 1 targets there, Peters. And he grabs another 2.5 yards with just hard work after it, and that's why it's 3rd and 2.5 rather than 3rd and 3.
Meanwhile, a brief stoppage here. Our referee tonight is Chuck Robert.
Yep.
One of the veterans. And now ready to go here on 3rd down and 3. The yard to gain is the 30. North will stay on the ground with Rosario. He's got room on the edge. He's got a first down. Going to somersault his way inside the 25-yard line, but a flag flies late.
I think you may see a late hit.
As we're set for our first penalty of the game.
And he is struggling to get up right now. That would be a huge loss. He's limping back, but he's putting weight on it. But he's so tough, you could never know with this guy. He's looks like they're gonna. Is he coming off? Yeah, who's that? That's number 50.
Meanwhile, a hold against North is going to erase the first down.
That's a big penalty right there.
And back the Titans up.
Is that Krulkowski that went off there limping? I think it was. Gee, they had some nice blocking off the right edge there, but I don't know where that hold was, but that's a costly one.
3rd down and 8. Ball at the 38-yard line. It's North's second drive as we approach the midway point first quarter. In trouble is Canaway, and he's dropped for a sack. On the spot, Cam Worcester going to register the sack, his second tackle of this first quarter. And what was a promising drive for the Titans, it looks like, is going to end in a punt here with a 4th and 12 coming up.
Yeah, Titans can still take back, Nick, some good moral victories there on moving the ball down the football field, but they got to tighten it up with the penalties, Nick. That was a big holding call because they would have been down, the 21, 23-yard line with first down. So that's a big one, but they did move the football. Both defenses playing strong. I would say they're aces as far as back and forth there. Just great work.
So Darius Smith standing at his own 43-yard line. We've got, what's this, a timeout?
Timeout? Yes.
Got a timeout. North will take their first. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com and start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 5 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast, visit NHIPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally by Spectrum Monthly, powerful local advertising solutions. Find out more at SpectrumMonthly.com. Nick and Ask This, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Live quarterfinal coverage here at Portsmouth High School. The number 2 seeded Clippers, the number 7 seed Titans, hoping to punch their ticket to next weekend's semifinals.
Places a capacity on the home side right now, Nick.
His standing student section is a factor. Meanwhile, a high snap taken on 4th down. This punt is off the right foot of Josh Bozick. And, well, it'll be down inside the 15-yard line after it barely
looked like a soccer move there.
Avoided one of the Clippers. Brought some oohs and ahs from this home crowd. So drive number 2 for Portsmouth will begin officially at their own 14-yard line after their first drive was turned over on downs.
Yeah, and that's a little bit more of a productive kick there for not exactly but they got a nice bounce off the helmet there and ran another 7 or 8 yards. So right now, both of these teams defensively looked like it was a trump between the two of them. And it just shows you where Nashua North has moved throughout the season, Nick. We were talking about it last week after the game in here, that they, at least so far, they're showing this defense is solid. And no different with Portsmouth as well.
Ball at the 19-yard line as Portsmouth gets set for drive number 2, just about midway through this first quarter. Hand off McLaughlin, and he's hit immediately and driven backwards. That's, I believe, Darius Smith. Yes, sir, who met him right in the hole. Interesting to see the spot here. It's going to be right at the line of scrimmage, no gain, 2nd down and 10.
Offensive line of the Clippers, Nick, it's a little wonky coming off the line there. Looks like they're coming out a little high, not with a ton of aggression. If they're going to get offensive movement, you've got to provide – all you got to do with these runners, because they're fabulous, is give them a yard or 2 of space past the line of scrimmage, and they'll go. But you got to give them that. Right now, defensive line doing a great job for the Titans. Coming in low.
That was the senior Melvin Fernandez, number 61, not 51. Darius Smith. Both Fernandez and Smith have been factors for Coach Zabolis all season. This one doesn't produce much. McLaughlin up to the 22-yard line is going to set up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Nashua North looking very strong. You know what I like, Nick, is that North's doing is they are flowing to the ball in everybody's dialed in. They know their lanes, and you get that pop, pop, pop sound from multiple Titans hitting hitting the runner.
3rd and 7. Connors left side, wrapped up in the hole again. Coach Pafford sticks with the run game. It does not work. As Gavin Atkinson, who had a big game a week ago, is there. Smith there as well. As this front 7 continues to be formidable here for Nashua North. Another punt on the way here for Portsmouth.
Absolutely. So they're punting pretty deep in their own. Titans looking for some good field position, maybe even a run back. Boy, he must be able to punt him out because he is way, way back. The receiver's way back. I mean, that's 50 yards, Nick, from the kick. So I know he's got a good leg.
The return man is Dylan Noble for North inside his own 35-yard line. The punter is Husky. One step to his right. This one is a good one. End over end. Takes a bounce at midfield.
Titans will
handled
take it
at the Nashua North 49-yard line. So it's been a game of field position so far with 3.5 to play in this first quarter.
Yeah, a long way to go in this game, but you kind of wonder who's going to pop one, Nick, here, because sometimes when you just can't get a yard or two, that means that they're putting a lot of resources at the line of scrimmage. Neither team seems to want to break out the passing game, Nick. I would say that Canaway, they're looking for some of those wide passes, couple downfield, but Portsmouth going very conservative here.
Rosario is the tail in the pistol, gets the handoff on 1st and 10, big hole left side. He's going to squeeze through into Portsmouth territory down to the Clipper 46. After a pickup of 5 on first down, that's what Coach Sabolis wants to see.
One of the keys to the game you see in the replay here, Nick, is they are offensive line is firing off the ball here for the Titans. They look like they're continuing that quality work that they put in last week, and they're bringing it here.
2nd and 5. Rosario again. McLaughlin shoots the gap, gets to him for another loss. Now Cole McLaughlin, one to watch tonight, already with a couple of stops in the backfield, and now a 3rd and long coming up.
Well, I'd venture to say let McLaughlin be McLaughlin, because he's one of those guys, Nick, that even if he shoots the wrong gap, his recovery speed to get you from behind and behind the line of scrimmage is very apparent here. I'd let him go a little.
On 3rd down, quick throw.
Nice pass.
Peters is open. He's got the first down.
Wow.
The junior able to spin to his right along the sideline, pick up the first down, and then some. That's his 3rd catch in this first quarter, and North has a fresh set of downs.
Who's ever worked with Canaway this year, Nick, has really done a great job, and he's responded to whatever education that he's got, and he's putting it on the field today. That was a first-class pass right there. All the mechanics were good.
Longest play from scrimmage either way, a 12-yard gain. Meanwhile, that's Cam Worcester in the backfield again. Going to wrap up Rosario back at the 40-yard line for a 2-yard loss to bring up 2nd and 12.
Yep, and they need that. They got to slow this down. Titans starting to work the ball down the field every play. They needed a stop like that to change the playbook that Coach Sabolis has got to work with, because with these 1st down and 6s and 1st down and 8-yard gains, and really has given the Titans the ability to open the whole thing right up. So
final 2 minutes here, first quarter, 2nd down and 12. Out of the pistol. They fake the handoff. Canaway keeps it himself. A right side run is going to pick up some yards here as he works his way down inside the 35. Finally stopped at about the 34-yard line. That makes his 3rd manageable.
I really like the call here. If you look at the edge here on the right-hand side, they provided Canaway that angle there where he could kind of slip around. You're going to see it right here. Watch Canaway come around the outside. Nice seal block there by, there he is. He's on the ground. I couldn't tell who it was, but you know who you were. You did a heck of a job right there, and Canaway makes the most of it.
McLaughlin is 3rd tackle. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 6. Ball at the 34-yard line for Portsmouth. Clippers show blitz. North going to counter with a man in motion. That's Peters. They hand to Rosario. Looks to escape to his right, and he's not going to get there.
I don't really understand that play, Nick. You got 3rd down and 5 or 6, and you want to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, and they were trying to use Peters as a decoy there coming back. Looked like he was going to go out for a flat. It just didn't work. And this smart defensive core picked up on it, contained the ball right well, and didn't take any of the bait. So 4th down, looks like they're going to go for it.
Yep, 4th and 6.
Don't blame them here. Why not?
After the no gain from Rosario.
Big play right here in the game, Nick.
Rosario to the right of Canaway, who barks signals. Got 2 receivers, strong side left. Going to look right, going to throw right off balance. It's incomplete, but there's a flag thrown. A flag is thrown by the back judge. It comes in late. If the play stands, Portsmouth will take over, but hang on as we await to hear from our referee, Chuck Robert, for the second time tonight.
I don't know who that official was through that flag, but he was probably a quarterback, Nick, at one time. That thing went about 21 yards in the air.
That's our back judge, Brian Williams.
Well, Brian, you've got an arm, and he was right on it. He whatever he saw immediately. Let's see if we can see it down the right-hand side here.
It's a hold against the defense, Steve.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a first down for Nashua North.
Yeah, that was off camera. Well, maybe we'll get a better view here. Looks like it happened before we got there, probably coming off the line of scrimmage, but it was thrown deliberately right off.
So 1 penalty each way, 10 penalty yards each way. Now
like
29 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. Rosario to the left now of Canaway. Peters back in motion. They fake to the junior. They keep it with Canaway.
Oh, fumble.
Goes up the middle. The ball comes out, and another flag is thrown. Well, no signal yet. Again, I believe the back judge threw a flag at the tail end of that play.
Actually, I think that was the ball marker.
It might be a ball marker.
Yeah, it was.
Portsmouth is going to take over.
That's a big play there.
So the game's first takeaway comes from the Clipper defense, as Canaway got popped at the second level and that ball flew out.
Defense looks fine, Nick, so far. But, you know, it looks to me like Portsmouth is starting to get a little more game ready right now. Looked like they were a little bit like they hadn't played in a couple weeks, to be honest with you, and now you can see things coming together. That was a heck of a hit, if you see there on the replay.
It was Cole McLaughlin who forced the fumble.
Who else, right?
He's got 4 tackles already.
He's a machine. So nice job by Cole. Good job by the defense.
Meanwhile,
and a fumble here.
Snap here on 1st and 10. Thomas, though, is going to pick it up and go. Straight up the middle for a 12-yard pickup and a Clipper first down. So a broken play turns into a big play.
Yeah,
for Portsmouth.
Max Blanchard, was it Blanchard? Looks to me like, Nick, he's really he's getting up slow when he goes down. He's working that. Looks like the right leg was he's a little sore, but he's not coming off the field. You don't play all year to come off. And
tackled by the sophomore corner, Dylan Noble.
Been a good player all year.
And a 1st and 10 coming. If they can get it off, they won't. That'll do it for the first quarter here in Portsmouth. A game of field position.
Yeah.
So far, Clippers trying to get warmed up when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, welcome back here to Portsmouth, second quarter. And a developing situation here as Clipper quarterback Aiden Thomas on the sideline, shaken up on apparently the last play of the first quarter. He's going to remain on the sideline here as the second quarter begins with the backup in the game. Against the 5-man front, taking the gun snap, Colby Jenny going to hand off, and there's not much there as Connors is stuffed on an up-the-middle run. No gain on the play. Second down, and 10 is on the way. The rushing yardage, Steve, has been hard to come by for both teams.
Wasn't able to see the replay in which Aiden got hurt, but they're putting his right arm right now in a sling, and that doesn't look good, Nick.
No. He's got 2 trainers working on him along the home sideline, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Well, the game goes on. You're only as strong as your weakest link, right? So
second down and long. Gendry.
Oh, nice job.
Nice pitch. McLaughlin looks for the corner. Peters is there to upend him along the sideline. It's a good tackle by the junior. McLaughlin started to get some steam but couldn't quite find the edge.
The speed of Peters is just it's the approach and the angle of attack. Watch this. He stays square. Look at that. He just accelerates right into that rolling tackle there, Nick. He is a special player. Comes by it naturally, obviously, right?
Older brother came through the program, of course. He's a state champion and a 3-year starter. Of course, that was Jack Peters, who graduated back in 2022. Meanwhile, we have a flag here.
I don't know if this is delay a game or what. Look, usually these are delay a game. No, false start. One or the other.
Be a 5-yard penalty against Portsmouth.
And yardage is precious in these sort of games, Nick. You don't want to be going backwards. And, you got a new quarterback in the game. It's a different sound, different kind of cadence style. Sometimes a little bit of a different account. So
Gedney back in the gun. He's got that low crouch, as you can see.
Yeah.
And again. We've got some problems here.
Yeah. And Nashua North fans, as well as the Nashua North sideline. Looks like Aiden is going off into the school to be looked at. Don't know if that was just a precautionary move or not, but we certainly hope for his sake that he's able to return. But
not looking good. He's got
not
the
looking
swing
good
on.
now.
All right, so another 5-yard penalty. Back-to-back pre-snap penalties here against the Clippers. And they're facing a 3rd and 17 officially as we come up on 2 minutes gone by in this second quarter. Portsmouth just 1 first down so far. Another hard count.
They're going to get 5 back.
This time it may be against North.
Yeah. Offside. So they'll get 5 of it back. I'm almost wondering, Nick, if he was calling a good strategic cadence call, and the first couple times his own offensive line ran, then they smartened up to it, and then the Titans go offside. So
let's hope we can get a snap this time.
Little game inside the old game here.
3rd and 11. Gedney with Connors to his right. Again, North threatening with blitz up the middle. They will rush 5. Gedney out of the pocket to his left is hit hard and dropped.
Who is that came in? That's at 81 or 91, 61.
That's Fernandez.
And, boy, if you want to see how to come in, take an angle of attack, and hit, wrap, and drive, you're going to see it right there.
That's second sack for this Titan defense.
That's a tough one to take right there. Watch him come off the ball. That's good work right there. Watch him. Watch the separation he gets. See how he separates from his offensive lineman. That's just terrific work.
It's a loss of 5. It brings up a 4th down and 16.
Never let the offensive line tie you up inside. You get separated from him so you can actually use his body as a push mechanism to get to the ball.
Husky standing at his own 13-yard line. Back deep is Noble at his own 35. This is a line drive kick down the middle. Noble is going to stay away, and the Clippers will down it right around the 32-yard line. So the game of field position continues here with a bit of a wrinkle as Portsmouth starting quarterback senior Aiden Thomas injured at the tail end of that first quarter and is now receiving medical attention inside the school. So the Titans showed some promise in flashes along the course of their first 3 drives tonight, but a key penalty and then a turnover ended the last 2 possessions a little prematurely. So Coach Sabolis hoping his team can sharpen up here for drive number 4 with the game still scoreless. Now 3 minutes gone by in this second quarter. They go to Noble. Sophomore in the flat is taken down inbounds
8
by Angus Moss along the sideline after just a gain of 2. 2nd down and 7.
Nick, you talk about those players that really stand out in games as good, solid football players that are beyond supporting casts. They're integral. And Aiden Moss is one of those guys. And he plays with such passion. And he hits the green space hard, and he can get low. He's almost looks like a wrestler.
On 2nd and 7 officially. Rosario trying to bounce it right side. Not going to happen.
Yeah, number 6.
That's Emmanuel Poe, one of the speedsters, the 5'7" senior. In pursuit, able to make a good tackle there, holding Rosario to just a yard gain.
Watch the read here with Poe. Look at the read coming from the sideline. He's going off. He knew who had the ball through all that traffic, and watch that blazing recovery speed. It's not even recovery. He's just going after it. That's hardly recovery.
Rosario's
great
bottled
job.
up, just 8 yards unofficially on 10 carries.
He's
the
hard to
other
bring
way
down.
around. 10 yards on 8 carries.
Big
so
play
far
here.
For the senior. Going to run a screen. It's for
call.
Peters. Avoids the first man, makes another miss. He's got the first down at midfield. And he's finally brought down at the Clipper 47-yard line. They're going to Luke Peters early and often in this first half. That's his 4th catch.
Great execution, but let's talk about the coaching call right there. Whoever made that call, I salute you. As far as offensive play calling, that was just terrific work, Nick. They're bringing everything on defense. That's the time you throw it. They did it just the perfect time.
18-yard gain. There's a throw far side that ends up incomplete.
Wow.
Intended for Dylan Nolan. Well covered along that north sideline, 2nd down and 10.
Didn't come off Canaway's hands, Nick, throwing arm with any velocity. That thing just took forever to get there. Kind of looked like a Mac Jones pass. And just took forever to get there. And there was 2 guys that could have intercepted that. Just didn't come off. He was going to his weak side. That's really hard to throw. And it was on target, but just too much opportunity to recover on the defensive backs.
Chilly night here on the Seacoast as well. Temperatures in the upper 40s here at the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour, and expected to stay in this temperature range throughout the game.
Yeah, they were
2nd down and 10. They hand off. It's a stretch for Peters. Trying to find the corner. He won't.
Fast.
Tackled in the backfield. A yard loss as Brooks Connors is there to bring up 3rd and 11.
He's just like lightning, Nick. How do you have that frame and be that fast? This kid is something else. And you say he's a junior, which just blows my mind, Nick, to be that. He comes out of nowhere. It's the lanes in the attack. He anticipates where the point where the tackle's going to be, and he runs to that spot, and he just shuts you right down.
Coming up at the midway point already of this 2nd quarter, a fast-moving first half here in Portsmouth. Canaway going deep, and it's intercepted. Picked off. This is Poe.
He's got a block.
Poe with room. Down the near sideline. He's at the 30-yard line. He steps out of bounds right there.
That's that breakout play we were talking about, Nick, earlier.
That's the 2nd takeaway by this Clipper defense. And Portsmouth in business now, 1st and 10 at the north 30-yard line.
I was just talking about Canaway before, Nick. This nothing away from this young man. He's a phenomenal quarterback. Really like him. But the ball's not coming off the way you normally see it off his hands here. And that ball just released. Didn't really step into it, Nick. And when you have that, when you don't step into it, you're going to generally sail it. He tried to get velocity on it, but it just wasn't there. And
Steve, it actually was not John Canaway who threw that pass.
Okay.
It was Gavin Flynn,
I'm
the senior quarterback who has come off the bench here.
I apologize to Canaway because it doesn't look like his throwing arm, to be honest with you. But I'm.
So we've got 2 backup quarterbacks in the game.
Yeah, isn't that something? Huh?
One for each team. Gedney is going to keep it
Got
himself. He's going to show the athleticism here. Stays on his feet and limps his way down inside the 20-yard line. But another late flag.
Yeah, if this
was
is a
thrown
hold,
on the play.
This is a hold, Nick. It's really gonna set them back. The way it's acting, it is a hold. You see everybody moving back. Everybody's moving back towards the original line of scrimmage. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the 3rd penalty against the Clipper offense in this 2nd quarter.
Costly. I mean, the Titans are doing a terrific job at defense, Nick. Take nothing away. But when you add a terrific job at defense with those kind of holding calls, it really sputters your offense. You can't get anything going, and it gets inside your head. These are expensive calls because they had that momentum. They turned on the interception, start banging it downfield. Looks like they're starting to break, and those penalties are just doing a number on them.
All in all, now 4 penalties against Portsmouth for 30 yards.
With only barely a quarter and a half gone.
1st and 17, stretch play. Angus Moss, his first carry. He's going to cut it upfield. Foot race at the 10-yard line, and the senior is in the end zone for a Portsmouth touchdown. It's a 37-yard run by Angus Moss, showcasing the speed there to get the home team on the board first.
Nick, these offensive play calling this from upstairs coming down the field on both sides here is excellent. They're exploiting the defense's weaknesses and reacting to what they're doing. Watch this inside cut. That's just terrific work. Boy, he's a quick guy. What a terrific run. And how about that offensive blocking downfield, Nick? Setting the way, and he chooses all the right cuts. And boy, did Portsmouth need that, Nick. And they were working with Colby Gedney on the sidelines, working on the handoffs and the throwing motion.
Extra point by Daniel Sola-Sala. The sophomore with a strong leg is good. Portsmouth caps off the drive. With a 37-yard touchdown run, extra point good, and it's 7-0 home team.
I just get so fixed on defenses, Nick, watching how they're responding. I lost the awareness, if you will. I wasn't aware that both teams now had a backup quarterback. And I noticed that throw, remember when it went to Sales, that just doesn't look like Canaway. And sure enough, it wasn't.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, 2 backups in the game now. Portsmouth starter Aiden Thomas exited at the start of the second quarter, went into the locker room and has not returned with what looked like an upper body injury.
Yeah.
And frankly, we're not quite sure what happened to John Canaway on the north sideline, but Gavin Flynn was at the controls during the last series.
Yeah, it's tough coming on cold and start throwing the ball like that. Let's see if he settles down the next round here. That's a big play. Who wouldn't want Aiden Moss on your team? I mean, my gosh, what a quality run. Followed his blocks with precision there.
Short kick here. Noble across the 25, but not much further, as he's dropped at about the 28-yard line, gang tackled there by several Clippers. So, North trying to get something going here offensively. They've shown flashes, as we've mentioned. The go-to man has been junior Luke Peters with 4 catches, but they've not been able to sustain anything, and, of course, 2 turnovers as well.
Yeah, that
have
hurts.
hurt the visitors.
Nick, it looks to me like this 2-week layoff malaise that Portsmouth's kind of off and on were starting is gone now. It looks to me like they're full tilt. They're back to game time.
This is Flynn. Portsmouth says the ball's loose.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
The officials do not agree. Titans will hold it. And Flynn picks up 5 there on that first down carry.
It looked like it was so quick, I thought the ball came loose, but no, he was hard to say behind. Maybe you're going to see it here. Here we go. Nice to have 3 cameras in the playoffs, isn't it? Oh, continue that ball. Yeah, hard to say. No, it looks like he was down. Yep.
Screen on 2nd and 5. Peters not going to find the marker, but does gain positive yardage.
Love the way they're using Peters, Nick. They're putting him everywhere. They're putting him out in open space.
It was actually Josh Bozick. My fault.
Okay. I thought it was Peters, too, to be honest with you.
He looked like Peters.
It did. And ran like
the
him.
Catch there.
Kind of the same mannerisms there.
Bozick with a 3-yard gain on his first grab, and now 3rd down and 2.
Chad Staff calling a good offensive sequencing here of plays.
Handoff up the middle. That is a first down.
Yep.
Across the 40, up to about the 41-yard line. That was Peters on his second rush of this first half. Going to gain 3 and keep the drive moving here for Coach Zabolis as we move inside of 5 minutes remaining until halftime. North has played up tempo tonight as they get right back to the line of scrimmage here on 1st and 10. Rosario feeling his way left side, lowers the shoulder, and fights up to about the 45-yard line. A gain of 4 to bring up a 2nd down and 6. Max Durkin was in there on the stop. 3-year starter for Coach Pafford and one of the finalists for the Ukika Football Player of the Year award.
Well deserved to be in there, and
that's his 2nd tackle.
Very valuable player.
Up the middle.
Oh, what a hit.
Flynn is spun down.
If you came to see a physical game, it's really starting to unload right now. These guys always been pretty good hitting, but it's really been ramped up, Nick, if you notice the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Durkin there again on the stop along with Colton Brazard.
Watch this hit. He comes through. Watch this bang here. There you go. welcome to high school Division I football in New Hampshire.
3rd down and 4. A flag on the play is going to blow it dead. It'll stop the clock with 3.5 remaining. It looks like a false start. It's going to be whistled here against the Titans.
Both of these team, Nicks, yes, they have mistakes. It's going to happen, right? But the attitude here by the second quarter as things ramp up here, both teams came to play. They're hungry to get to the semis. And I'm really impressed what this Nashua North team, always a good team, Nick, never take that away. But they really have ramped up the last 3 or 4 weeks. And that's just a culture of a buy-in from the kids or these young people and good leadership on the field and on the sidelines.
There he is, head coach Chad Zabolis, now in his second season as the head coach, replaced Dante Lorendi, who guided the club to a title back in 2020. Moss in there on the stop, but not before Peters gets very close to the first down marker. They're going to spot him about 2 full yards shy here on the Titan side of the 50. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Sorry, Nick. If you're a receiver and you're out there on the bubble, you want to be able to get that ball quickly and give Gavin Flynn, coming in here as a backup quarterback, he fired that thing with velocity, and that's what gave him the opportunity to get a little space because he didn't wait all day for it. What a terrific job.
Big play here, 4th down and 2. 2.5 to go, second quarter. Flynn handles a high snap, fakes the handoff, goes up the middle for a first down. Going to slice his way down inside the Portsmouth 45 to the 43-yard line on a gain of 8.
Gavin doesn't seem the least. Look at that. Look at the concentration by Gavin there. And then takes it. Good job giving a fake there. Really sold it well. And that's what gave him that yardage at the middle. This kid's doing a great job.
Going to throw here, but Bozak cannot handle. Well covered by Moss.
Very well covered.
May have gotten a piece of that on the way down.
Yeah,
Either
we'll
way,
see.
incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
It looked to me, Nick, like he did get a piece of it because I thought it was going in the breadbasket there on the jump. But this kid's a special player on both sides of the ball for the Clippers tonight. He's doing a great job.
Right now, his 37-yard touchdown is the difference.
It is.
The Clippers out in front 7-0.
Talk about a young fellow that knows how to follow blocks and then accelerate through them. Something else.
2:14 to go. And a 2nd down and 10 here with the ball at the 44-yard line. It's the 3rd time that the Titans have been in Portsmouth territory tonight. Going to face a 4-man rush. Untouched off the edge comes Connors. Somehow Flynn escapes and throws an incompletion.
Yeah, right there. To be honest with you, Nick, Dylan Noble, I think, thought his quarterback was going to go down, and he stopped moving to the ball. And Gavin's so motivated to watch. He gets this ball off to him. And watch in the background, you're going to see after he rolls out here, he throws it down. A little slow to get to the ball there. Might have had an opportunity. You got to stay with it. Believe in your quarterback. He's going to get it to you every single route.
3rd down and 10. Flynn on a roll left side. Throws off the run.
Oh,
this one off target, incomplete.
That looked to me like a little contact from the back, but I think they were both equally going for the ball. Nice call by the official. Nice no call by the official there.
Intended for Bozak. Incomplete. So 4th down and 10, and it looks like the punt unit is coming on here for Coach Zabolis.
Yeah.
2:04 remaining. Portsmouth a 7-0 lead, and the Clippers are set to receive the second half kickoff as well after halftime.
If there's any question here that the Nashua North Titans came to play one of the iron teams, the Portsmouth Clippers, Nick, number 2 seed, I think they've made their mark already. They're here. So this is going to be they're not going to go down. They're going to fight here. And can't get a touchdown yet, but they're having signs where they're able to start moving the ball. This young Gavin Flynn's pretty good.
Bozak going to punt. This one drifts towards the near sideline. We'll take a roll inside the 20 before it comes to a stop at the 15-yard line. So the Clippers will take over. They still have all 3 timeouts to play with. And we'll see how aggressive Coach Pafford wants to be here.
Yeah.
Coming up at halftime, a look back at the first half, stats, highlights, analysis, and plus a live look in at the Portsmouth BG game as well, one of the other Division I quarterfinals in action tonight, and a preview of tomorrow's broadcast. Quarterfinal matchup between Bedford and Salem. All that coming up at halftime. Still a minute 54 remaining. Another series here for Portsmouth backup Colby Gedney. The senior out of the gun, hands off to McLaughlin, and he's stopped right away. Gavin Atkinson meets him in the backfield about a yard behind the line of scrimmage to drop him for a loss. 2nd down, 11. Clock ticking now inside of 100 seconds remaining.
I don't see any sign of Aiden, Nick, coming back. It didn't look good when he went off the field there as far as having any opportunity to come back. Every time they put throw an arm in a sling, it doesn't usually mean good. So they're going to really need to work this offensive play set to his advantage. Now deep in the territory, this could be an opportunity if the Titans can stop to give them good field position on offense.
Low snap. Gedney had to bend down to pick it up.
Nothing there.
And he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's Gedwin Uveris with the stop. The sophomore has made an impact with a couple of tackles for Coach Zabolis, and now a timeout is called by the Titans. So North looking to stop the clock in an effort to get the ball back if the defense can somehow hold the Clippers here on 3rd and 8 coming up.
Backup quarterback for Titans. I made a mistake that he is not a young fellow. He's a senior.
Yep.
But and he plays like a senior, a guy that's going to – nothing worse have to come in and be a backup quarterback in a playoff game, Nick, as far as pressure is concerned. And he seems to be, after a couple of errant throws, let's just say, he's calmed himself down and he's taken command. So right now he's doing a good job. You see Canaway? I've been looking for him. There he is.
He's on the 40-yard line on the far side and apparently is receiving some attention from the medical staff. So both quarterbacks to start the game out, at least for now.
Yeah.
And it's up to the backups, a pair of seniors, to carry the torch here in the quarterfinals.
I don't think I've seen a game, playoff game, in quite a few years, Nick, where both backup quarterbacks come in a game in the first half like that. That's rare to see. So the depth here and the offensive playbook and the ability to their backup quarterbacks to come on the field make a difference is right now.
Gedney on the keeper. Right side run on 3rd and 8. Not going to get much. Makes his way to the 30. Is spun down along the edge. Tackle made out of the secondary by Dylan Noble. His second stop of this first half. And Coach Sabolis is going to use his final timeout to stop the clock here with 54 seconds remaining.
Yep.
In what's anticipated to be an upcoming punt from Portsmouth. It's a good tackle there by both Rosario and Smith. And then you can see finished off by Dylan Noble. Noble had 3 interceptions last week.
Yeah.
Part of a 5-takeaway effort by that defense. And he's been asked to do a lot this season. We saw him on offense a few snaps back. We see him on special teams.
Yep.
And not afraid to mix it up with some of the bigger bodies out of the secondary, as we see there, the tackle along the line of scrimmage.
No, Nick, and this defense looks like it's picking up right where it left off last week. And I said on the field that on one of the keys that they can't be intimidated coming in here, and they're not. And
yeah, it's a program, as we know, built up several years back under Coach Dante Lorendi. Of course, the pinnacle was that 2020 season where they won the state championship in a big win over Goffstown in the final.
High school, right? Yep.
And now in year number 2 under Chad Zabolis, they're in back-to-back quarterfinals here tonight.
That's exactly what
that's a good punt.
Coach Paffett and crew needed to get them out of their area, and they did get it in beyond the 50-yard line. So at least they got it out of their territory, Nick. That's a pretty effective kick. He's impressed me all year. We had a little bit of a wounded duck there, the first kick, but ever since then, is this the 3rd or 4th kick? Third.
Yep.
The last one and this one have been very productive. So,
all right, so they're going to spot it at the Titan 47-yard line. 46 seconds remaining. No timeouts. Senior Gavin Flynn back at the quarterback spot, takes the pistol snap. Fakes the handoff, throws to the flat, and it's incomplete off the right fingertips of Luke Peters.
Well covered there by number 3 from Portsmouth, Dominic Buono, right? Nice job. Boy, they got some really good defensive back, Nicks, both teams. But this Portsmouth crew from east to west, Nick, and all the way back to the
a lot of speed.
Safety group. A lot of speed and a lot of steady, synchronized flow to the football. They read well.
They're in a nickel here. Titans will counter with a run up the middle. Rosario with an excellent effort. It's like a bowling ball there on his way to his 17-yard pickup down to the Clipper 36.
Yeah, Nashua North committed. Offensive line, Nick, coming off the ball really well for the Titans.
It's the longest run for Rosario this first half. They go right back to him with the clock ticking. Buono's going to knock him down at about the 34-yard line after a gain of 5. And the clock continuing to tick. The Titans cannot stop it.
You're going to see here in the
down to 20 seconds.
You're going to see
Flynn is ready to go. Takes the snap, looking left. Has a man open. Going to fire. Bozak is there along the sideline, and the catch is made inbounds.
Yeah.
They're going to run that clock, and it looks like the Titans are just about out of time as Bueno tackled him inbounds. Bozak is upset. Felt like he got to the sideline. The officials disagree, and that will do it for the first half. It's been a defensive battle. Both teams flip field position in that first quarter. And then the long play for Portsmouth, a 37-yard touchdown run by Angus Moss, our lone scorer this first half.
Looks to me, Nick, oh, no, his knees went down on the green. You could see it. If you look at that in slow-mo, you'll see, Nick, that
the officials made the right call.
Officials made the right call. Boy, talk about being Johnny. We're going to see it again right here. I don't know if we can slow this down or not, but if you see his knees, when he got pushed from the back, watch the knees go down. There's one in the green right there. What a terrific call by the official. Coach Robert Crew is good half officiating. You know, they've been Johnny on the spot. Always appreciate an official that's, look at him, he's right there. What a great job.
So, 7-0 is our score at halftime. We'll take a break, come back, review that first half with stats, highlights, analysis. BG and Pinkerton are in action. We'll see if we can get you a score as well. And some live on-field entertainment from this terrific Portsmouth High School marching band as they get set for their set right now. Back in just a few moments. 7-0 Portsmouth at halftime. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
your Clipper marching band. Give it up for the kids. Forward, Detmoff. On behalf of the students and staff of the Clipper Marching Band, we'd like to thank you for your continued support. Let's have a great second half, and go Clippers!
Well, halftime here in Portsmouth. We've got a defensive battle brewing with the Clippers out in front of Nashua North by a score of 7-0. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Quarterfinal round in Division 1. The winner will go on to the semifinals next weekend. This one started really a game of field position in the first quarter. It ended scoreless, but each team had to deal with some issues, particularly at the quarterback position. Both starting quarterbacks are out and not expected back tonight, both sustaining injuries in that first quarter. Aiden Thomas looked like he had his arm in a sling, went up to the locker room and did not return. And we did see junior John Canaway on the north sideline during that second quarter, but, well, anybody's guess whether or not he is able to suit back up. So it's on the backups. And for the Titans, we saw some good things out of Gavin Flynn, the senior, and same thing on the other side for Portsmouth with Colby Gedney. Some of the stats from that first half, all unofficial, of course. Luke Peters was the engine offensively for the visiting Titans. 5 catches, 48 yards. Added a couple of rush yards as well on a couple of carries. The starting tailback, senior Steven Rosario, bottled up pretty well by that Clipper front seven. He did rip off a 17-yard carry late in the second quarter, but all in all, 9 totes for 27 yards. Portsmouth defense came up with 2 takeaways. One inside their own 30-yard line, recovered a fumble that was forced by Cole McLaughlin. And then we saw an interception in the second quarter from Dominic Bueno. That set the stage for a 37-yard score from senior Angus Moss on his only carry of the first half. Moss, big game in the secondary with 4 tackles, but Again, the one tote, it went to the house from 37 yards out, and that is where we are. Portsmouth a 7-0 lead. Points seem like they're at a premium tonight. And anybody's guess what lays ahead here over the final 2 quarters.
Both of these are playoff defenses, Nick, without any question. These are good offenses. Backup quarterback or not, they still have the goods out there. Rosario, Nick, he's just such a powerful runner. Chooses great lanes, drives the legs extremely well. He's going to be key, I think, for North in order to be able to get downfield into the end zone. He's going to have to be a part of it. Peters, there's plenty of things to mix up for North here to put together a drive to potentially tie this game up. But it just looks like it's an uphill battle for both teams. It even seemed that, quite frankly, when the starters were in there. Now you've got backups. But one of the things that's interesting is this Gavin Flynn fella, obviously he's a senior. He's probably played his fair share of football. And other than a few errant passes in the beginning, he's calmed down very quickly. And to me, he looks ready to play the second half. For Gedney, looks like he's still trying to get a grip on the offense. He started to get his cadence. If you notice, that was a little problem in the beginning, and then now that stopped. They're able to at least get penalty-free as far as that's concerned, and motion penalties and things of that nature. But, you know, Aiden Moss, who wouldn't want a guy like that on your football team? He does it in any phase of the game. He can be a key player. Really admired the way he came around that corner, got some good downfield edge blocking, and then a nice kick out, and he read that at the perfect time and cut inside and then accelerated through it. He didn't just jog, he was firing on all cylinders. And that's just that one play has really been the difference of the game. The rest of it has been played between the 20 and 20 all game.
Yep. In the other quarterfinal taking place tonight, top seed Pinkerton all over BG.
Yeah.
Midway through the second quarter, the Astros leading the Cardinals by a score of 35-7.
Yeah.
Of course, as we know, this is a Division I tournament field that features 13 teams for the second straight year. And all 3 of the top seeds, who were off last weekend with the byes, were undefeated during the regular season. That includes, of course, Pinkerton and Portsmouth and Bedford joining that trio, as well as the defending champion Bulldogs will be at home tomorrow night against Salem. We will be there for a 5 o'clock kick. 4:45 is our pregame coverage. Second part of our playoff weekend doubleheader here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. All right, Portsmouth, Steve, remember they won the toss. They deferred to the second half.
They're going to get it.
Coach Pafford's offense with a 7-0 lead set to take the field here to begin the quarter.
Yeah, and the one nice thing about this is, if you're Coach Pafford, is your backup quarterback has had 10, 15 minutes to throw the ball, take some snaps, talk about what he wants to accomplish, what Coach Pafford wants out of him in this game and his offensive staff, and talk about it, just give him a little feel for the game and kind of let it sink in. I am the man, and it's going to be me, so I got to come to terms with that. So I would expect that he's got a good gun, got a nice arm on him, but he's going to have to get the protection that he needs. Both of these offense, I thought that Coach Zabolis and his offensive group from upstairs all the way down to the field, I thought at key times he called that screen pass was great. Some of those edge runs were terrific. Some of the of the bubble passes on the outside were just well timed. And but to me, other than that big play, the offense of the Clippers just can't seem to get any sync. Penalties really hurt them. I think you said it was around 40 yards or something like that.
I've got Portsmouth 4 penalties for 30 yards, North 3 for 20.
3 for 20. But, those penalties and the timing of those penalties really hurt Portsmouth at key times. And as you and I were talking at halftime, and you aptly said that turnover by the Titans, by Nashua, down in there deep as they were approaching, deep in Portsmouth territory, to me, was their best opportunity as they were moving the ball down the field. Didn't seem to be able to be stopped. That offensive line was firing. They were breaking up holes, and the Titans seemed to be moving the ball down the field with ease. You kind of expected that they would 2 or 3 more plays. They were going to get in the end zone. Just a bad turnover at the worst possible time. But other than that, we got a 7-0 game. We were also talking this could wind up 7-0. This could wind up maybe 7-7, maybe 8-7, as you were talking about. You never know. Coach Sabonis, oftentimes, if they can get a touchdown, they may go for the win in the end of the fourth quarter. So we'll see what happens.
Seemingly the polar opposite of the spectrum from what we saw Saturday night in Nashua, where both Bishop Girton and Dover posted a combined 98 points.
Yeah.
We're at the other end of the spectrum.
Gunslinging.
But that's okay with me. I like these kind of chess match defensive games.
So do I. And both of these defense are extremely potent, Nick. I'll tell you, if you look at the Titans' defense, they've always been good all year, but it's a fine-tuned machine, and it's really progressed tremendously. I would argue Portsmouth defense has been a great defense right out of the gate. So Portsmouth came out a little sluggish, a little discombobulated even on defense, but they've really tightened up as the second took it. So I agree with you. Points are at a very expensive right now to get. It's an uphill battle. We'll see who can break it through.
Smith's kick is high down the middle. Up to make the catch is Poe. Hands on the reverse to Moss. Spins away from one man, and then is dropped from behind, shy of the 25-yard line at about the 24. So good coverage there for the Titans. Little trickery on the return.
Yep.
And decent starting field position on the way for this Portsmouth offense. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 24.
I think one of the most talented guys to coach this in special teams was Coach Huff from Goffstown. If you remember this guy had that thing. It was lethal. It was scary watching it, how effective it was. But Coach Huff, now the AD at Goffstown High School, and Coach Hammond at the helm. But it still continues. They still do it.
See that from Coach Lozon and the Lancers on occasion as well.
Yeah, we saw that a couple weeks ago.
Londonderry will play host to Exeter tomorrow. All right, so we get a look at Gedney again. The senior going to hand off to the junior Connors. Left side, makes a man miss, cuts it up over the 30. Spins his way for a first down at about the 36-yard line. Well, that's his longest run so far, hoping he can touch the ball a little bit more maybe in the second half after only 2 carries through the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, that was the best offensive line surge by Portsmouth in the whole game, Nick. If you see the way they came off the ball there, that's the way they're used to doing it. Probably had a good motivational speech or something at halftime, but that looked the best yet.
It goes for 14 officially. 1st and 10. It's Cole McLaughlin's turn to the near side. Oh, no, he doesn't have it. It's a fake, and it goes up the middle. Well, I bought that one hook, line, and sinker.
It was a keeper.
Gedney didn't get much, maybe 3 yards up to the 40.
Well,
they had to bring up 2nd and 7.
You know that the Nashua Titans are a good team, Nick, when they fire off the ball like that. Little high there with Portsmouth. Last time they fired it a little better. Got to get down low for position. But they closed that gap up. Look, I thought he was going to get 6 or 7, 8 yards, but boy, they closed it up quick.
Rosario with the tackle. Gedney with the 2-yard carry. He's up to 5 yards on 3 totes. And now 2nd and 7 coming. North showing pressure off the edge. They're going to go to Connors, who hits the hole hard. He's over the 45 and close to a first down.
I think he's a little short.
Maybe a yard shy at about the 47-yard line, so a 3rd and 1 coming after a gain of 7. Meanwhile, halftime in Derry, Pinkerton might be sending the crowd home early. It's 49-13 over Bishop Girton.
Wow.
That, of course, a battle of the 1-8. Coach O'Reilly hoping for another semifinal appearance from his team and their 10th overall win if they can hang on to that lopsided score. 3rd down and 1, meanwhile. North showing blitz up the middle, hard count. They keep it with Gedney. Looking for the edge here near side. There's a flag on the play.
Boy.
He's tackled across the 50-yard line. If it stands, it's a first down. But again, our referee, Chuck Robert, threw the flag himself, and it's a hold against Portsmouth.
Yeah, it looked pretty good there, and then all of a sudden, I don't think this hold really had to happen, Nick. If you look at number 9, Brooks Connors, and twisted around, nice call by Coach Robert, right on, and you can't wrap your arm around the breastplate like that and twist them. And it didn't really matter. He was already outside of that. No need to do that, and that's going to cost him. I mean, they come out firing again, Nick, here. Every time they come out firing, something happens. It kind of sets the drive back.
Both teams have made some momentum-killing mistakes tonight.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, when Aiden Moss got the touchdown, the play before that set him back way behind the line of scrimmage, and then they were able to pull out the big play. So
we're up to now.
Yeah, Connors is upset with himself. I think he knew it, but he was trying to protect that runner. And
meanwhile, the officials are talking about something here.
Yeah.
Referee Chuck Robert making his way now to the home sideline. And after a delay, I think we're now ready to go. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 with the football at the 37-yard line of the Clippers.
This game is being run by like a top right now. Good job.
2 minutes gone by, third quarter. Gedney on a play fake. Got a clean pocket. The throw is incomplete, but a flag is thrown.
He got it.
Some contact there. In coverage for Nashua North was the senior Adrian Lazo. Pass intended there for Portsmouth's Jackson Jones.
Everything is communication. What is it? Talking it over. What did you see? This is just good stuff right here. Clearly you're going to see.
Lazo got there a bit early.
Yeah, he got there a bit early, but I think he hooked his arm as well. And I think that's what drew the flag right there. He's hooking behind. He's got that very good job, by the way, trying to make it stealth. But official there on the side official right on it and made a good call. That's a big that really helps Portsmouth get things moving right now on the offensive side. But this Nashua North D has been awful stingy, Nick. We'll see if they can dig in.
So a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, big
against
one.
Nashua North. Going to put the ball in Titan territory at the 48-yard line. Back to work, Gedney in the offense. He's got 2 backs with him in the gun set, 3 receivers, 2 to the strong side left. They keep it with the senior quarterback, finds a hole, and is stood up at the 45-yard line. This one is blown dead.
Yeah, Gedney looks a little more comfortable, Nick. He's looked like he's in there. No deer in the headlight stuff right now, or no nothing new. He knows this is his game right now, and he's into it, and he followed behind Connor. Looked like if he had snuck left there, he might have had a lane, but he chose right, and it was filled very quickly. But as the game moves on here, he seems more comfortable and more in command.
Yahil Laviena, one of the defensive linemen there for the stop.
They got a good crew there.
2nd down and 7. Nearly 3 minutes gone by, third quarter. Portsmouth working on a 7-0 lead. Out of the gun, Gedney. Going to run around the left side this time with some room. Pretty good effort there. Met Peters near the stick.
Really like the call, Nick. The defensive line is pinching in. Even the defensive end, Knicks, are in on the inside gap. Very, very inside technique formation. And what Coach Pafford did is says, okay, we'll throw you a runner. We'll decoy it. We'll run on the outside, off tackle. And that was just a great call right there. That forces now to keep him honest. Get Gedney into the game in the running game.
That's his longest carry so far, 7 yards on the pickup.
Did a nice job hiding it, too.
1st down and 10 from the Titan 37. And it's Connors with some running room inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, if I didn't see
a 5.
If I didn't see the same numbers on the offensive line, I think it's a whole new crew because these guys are coming out playing Clipper football right now. This group is this offensive line is surging off the ball. And a couple times standing up a little bit, and they could see the lack of productivity. So this group is in sync right now. They're doing a great job coming off the line.
2nd and 5. Little movement up front, no whistle. Gedney, another play fake. Now he's in trouble. Trying to escape to his left, and the walls come tumbling down. Finished off by Darius Smith.
Quite a
That's
loss
his
right
second
there.
sack tonight.
Yeah.
And they're going to lose 4, maybe 5 yards. And it looks like 3rd and 8 on the way.
Really, to me, I think he should have handed this off to Connors, Nick. Looked to me like they were kind of keying on him at that point. And, yeah, and he decided, look, Connors had a good lead block coming through the hole right there. You want to hand that off to your running back and then respond with your own run after they're over pursuing. But Connors, I think, would have ripped off some good yardage there if he handed it off.
Instead, a 3rd down and 8. Nearly 5 minutes in, third quarter. It's been a lengthy drive for Portsmouth, which began back at their own 24-yard line. Going to throw near side. It's complete to Poe. He's wrapped up quickly along the sideline. Still alive.
Wow!
Though. Second effort is going to pick up a 1st down.
How about that?
Emmanuel Poe, the senior, showing some emotion, and now a flag flies in very late, well after the play. Some players exchanging words there after the tackle. The official on the far side threw the flag.
It looked. I wonder if Poe's going to get called for excessive celebration. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Portsmouth.
Yeah.
It's got this crowd upset.
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta. I mean, they're down the field. They know what was said, Nick. I have no idea, but the body language was just to me elation and type stuff. But Coach Robert must have heard something because I think it was him that threw the flag, right? And he was right over there, so he must have heard something.
I'm not sure.
Know.
It was
I don't
one
know.
of the officials on the far side of the field.
Okay. So maybe it wasn't, but it's a first down nevertheless, but it's a costly
right.
You're constantly moving yourself back.
Well, the ball would have been in the red zone. Instead, it's spotted back at the 36-yard line. So the play by Poe stands. The penalty comes after. And now it's back to work with Connors, the junior, trying to find the sideline.
Tackle.
And guess who that was? Luke Peters. Peters starting to check in here defensively. We saw him with the 5 catches on offense in that first half. It's his third tackle here out of the secondary.
Playoff football is about tough matchups, Nick. And Peters matched up well there with Connors. And those are the sort of plays. How many times would somebody get Connors and that normally he'd be heading towards the corner of the touch of the goal line already and be in the end zone. But that Luke Peters, such a valuable player, is able to come up with a big play and match up with the brass of the Clippers, Nick. That's big stuff there.
No gain. Meanwhile, we're midway through the third quarter. Portsmouth still working on their opening drive since halftime. Here's a backwards pass pulled in by McLaughlin. He's met by Peters
this defense
at the 35-yard line after a gain of only 1.
This young man is just playing his heart out to keep this a one-score game, Nick. This is just persistence, perseverance, toughness. I will not allow this to happen. I'm going to be there. I mean, he's coming from the opposite end of the field, Nick, on this stuff. This guy is what a player. And how about the support that he got, I believe, from number 22 or 20?
Yeah, 20's another one of these sophomores, Steve.
Yeah.
Jedwin Uveris.
Yeah,
he's checked in repeatedly here tonight.
He says, Luke, you're not going to be the only one involved here. I got your back. I'm going to come up and make a stick with you.
This is by and large a pretty young team.
It is.
That Coach Zabola should bring back the majority next year.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the Clippers in no hurry. Going to tick this down towards 5 minutes.
I think they're going to get a false start here.
The flag is thrown by Brian Williams, the back judge. Our referee, Chuck Roberts.
Delay a game?
Saying delay a game against Portsmouth.
Yep. Wow, Portsmouth crowd not happy about the excessive celebration and the delay a game.
On the 35. On the 40.
Well, they had 30 penalty yards in the first half. They've had 30 more in this third quarter. Here's a receiver screen for Moss, trying to maneuver along the sidelines. Stood up by Rosario. And he does fight his way upstream, so to speak, down to about the 30-yard line. That should set up a 4th down and 4.
Yeah, no doubt they'll go for it here, Nick. 4th down and 12, 11. That's one thing. Still think they would have gone for it, but 4th and 4 pretty much. 4th and 5 looks like. Look to me, Nick. They're going. So to me, this is a big play. This is one of those 10 or 15 plays you get in a game that fall within the big play area. To convert here and get a first down is going to be a real big deal for the Clippers.
North looking for a stop, just trying to get the offense onto the field.
Big play both ways.
Gedney going to put Moss in motion, take the snap, hand to him. It's a jet sweep, and the ball's on the ground. It's loose, and I believe it's going to be short of the stick either way.
I think Portsmouth's got it.
But I think he's short. So I believe North is about to take over either way. As Moss lost that one, a good effort on the tackle attempt, and North indeed is going to take over.
How about the defense of the Titans standing firm here, Nick? That was one impressive defensive stand there, those 4 downs. And number 9 in there.
Atkinson, he's played well.
Wow, yeah.
We saw
Now, wasn't there an Atkinson brother? Does he have a brother that... wasn't there a Atkinson brother?
One of the linemen from a few years back, maybe?
No,
That does ring a bell. All right.
Yeah.
So here's North. Their first possession since late in the first half.
53 in there.
And a quick stop is made by Fletcher Miles, the senior. He's one of the school's better athletes. Going to shut down the run attempt there from Noble on just his second carry tonight. It's a loss of 4. And we move inside of 4 minutes, third quarter.
So defensive battle. I'm really enjoying this on both ends here. These guys are giving it up.
Left side run.
Student body left.
This is Peters. And a flag comes in late. Got crunched at about the 30-yard line.
Looked like the block in the back, Nick. It looked like if they saw that, it was a block in the back by the Titans.
If you're just joining us, Portsmouth, the lone score came about midway through the second quarter.
Yep.
A 37-yard touchdown run from Angus Moss. Portsmouth hoping to win tonight and then play host next week in the semifinals. The winner of this game awaits the winner of Bedford and Salem.
Yeah.
And we'll bring that action to you tomorrow night at 5 o'clock here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire.
Well, the speed, Nick, of the defenses here is forcing a lot of those holds. The defensive fronts of both teams are very active, violent, and well skilled as far as technique is concerned. It's putting a lot of pressure on these offensive linemen to try to contain it, and it's drawing holds, and the official staff is going to call it. And they're calling it pretty darn evenly as far as I could see.
Back to the ground game. Rosario, his first carry of this third quarter, won't get much. Finished off by a Durkin at about the line of scrimmage.
And this is going to make the second half go quick, Nick, if everything's going to go to a running posture. You know, these are 45-second plays in between, so you're lucky if you get 2 plays in every minute or 3 plays every 2. You got to make them count because once you get in the fourth quarter, the thing is, it's a one-score game, so anything could happen anytime. This could, like you predicted, could potentially go right down to the wire with this score.
I mean, the clock is already starting to become a factor.
We're
inside of 3 minutes, third quarter. On the rollout, Flynn on 3rd and a mile throws an incomplete pass, trying to find Rosario along the sideline. Pressure there, provided by McLaughlin. And now with 4th and 20 facing the Titans, Coach Zabolis.
Yeah, he's got a kick.
Looking to punt the football. Portsmouth will send 2 returners deep. We've seen plenty of punts tonight, but no punt returns, as each team has elected to stay away. We welcome those of you watching tonight.
A lot of you.
Big audience here on a Friday night. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. If you have not done so, hit the subscribe button. Do us and yourself a favor. Here's the punt from Bozick, and now we will get a return. It's Moss trying to scramble to his left. Tackle from behind by Uveris at about the 40-yard line. So Portsmouth, they love the starting field position here at the north 40-yard line, trying to work on a 7-0 lead.
How about that downfield special teams? Uveris, a sophomore, Nick. So many of these players,
right.
Let me tell you, Coach Zabolis has got a lot of guys coming back next year that have been proven to me to be A-grade and well-coached and ready. They're ready now.
Cutting their teeth in real time here with playoff football.
But nevertheless, Portsmouth with good field position, take the ball over here. Let's see what they can do.
Hoping to make it a 2-score game. Gedney handoff, stretch run from McLaughlin. Heads to the sideline and dives out of bounds. Where? At about the 35, maybe 36-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 to bring up 2nd and 5.
There's a little chatter going back and forth here. They got to continue. Got to maintain your composure, because at the end of the day, who wins the game gets last laugh, Nick. So you gotta keep your composure. What is it that's on the side of McLaughlin's helmet here? I believe on the right side, Nick. If you see him turn there,
I was wondering that.
Yeah, what is that?
He's got almost like a big orange sticker.
Does that mean the paint came off of it or something? The way he hits, it wouldn't surprise me. He's a good hitter, good player.
He's a physical player.
Loves the game, you can clearly see.
Moss in motion, they fake to him. Gedney on a keeper. Right side, looking for a first down. A flag is thrown. He's met by Atkinson very close to the first down marker. But again, there's a flag down back at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, you're going to see. I think it's right in the middle of the field here, Nick. Watch, I believe, number there. No, didn't really. No, wasn't holding there. They saw it somewhere. Look, just like a behind the plate umpire calls the strike zone. As long as the strike zone's consistent, there's not much you can say, and it has been consistently tight as far as the holding calls, but it's been consistent on both sides. So at that point, the offensive line's got to adjust to this and make sure that their hands are kept inside, no grabbing and clutching, because you're not going to get away with it tonight.
Spirited crowd here in Portsmouth, a standing student section that's 10 or 12 rows deep here. You heard the cowbell.
Yeah, nice theme. Every time we come here, it's a new theme.
Yep. Tonight they've got the winter theme in full effect with ski goggles and parkas. Quite a contrast to Coach Pafford, who's on the sideline in shorts. Meanwhile, handoff, and look out. To the house, Emmanuel Poe, the senior, will not be caught. It's a 44-yard touchdown run, and Portsmouth on another big play is going to double up the lead. It's now 13-0.
Well, you look at the offensive edge blocking right here, and it's as good as it gets. You see Londonderry and Pinkerton do the same thing a lot in Bedford. Well, Portsmouth did it right there, and they're good at it. Look at that inside block on 14. Look at that. How about Brooks Connors just pancaking the next guy at the attack? And then Mr. Emmanuel Poe and Moss show tonight. Let me tell you.
With the 37-yard rip in the second quarter, and now a 44-yard run to the house by Emmanuel Poe.
But with great blocking, and the way these guys follow it, it's lethal.
Extra point try from Solar Sala is no good.
That could come back.
It's off the upright, and it stays 13-0. So,
seeing a little everything tonight.
With just over 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter, it's now a two-score game. Despite the missed extra point, it's a 13-0 lead for Portsmouth. The number 2 seed in this year's tournament, hoping to improve to 10-0 overall.
As Nick said, folks, don't be afraid to subscribe to us. We don't throw any junk mail.
Right.
Nothing like that. All we do is let you know when we're going on live and give you a 15 to 20, an hour ahead there. That's all we do. So we're not going to hit you with a bunch of stuff. But if you want to keep up with our broadcast, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get those notifications. If you choose not to, you can do that too. But we'd love to have you part of the team.
We'll be on air tomorrow night, 4:45, with our pregame coverage of Bedford and Salem. Blue Devils and Bulldogs. Kickoff at 5 Eastern tomorrow. We're on the scene at the Doghouse. Again, beginning at 4:45.
The Doghouse.
Here's the kick from Solar Sala. It comes near side. It takes a bounce. Atkinson is there at the 30. Crossing the 33 before he's dropped.
Yeah, the physicality, Nick, is just going right up the ramp right now.
Will Fagan, the junior, leading the charge on the coverage there for Portsmouth.
Yeah, but, I mean, they are the hitting and the physicality, Nick. Everybody knows you got 1:57 left in the third quarter, and that other quarter is going to go really, really fast.
North needs a response here. Both teams are without their starting quarterbacks. Both lost due to injuries in the first half. That means it's now on the shoulders of senior Gavin Flynn as he goes back to work here with the Titans trailing 13-0. Flynn, a little run pass option. That's a backwards pass. Live football.
That may be a back pass.
And Portsmouth has just come up with their third takeaway of the night.
Wow, that is a big play right there. Gavin just sailed that.
Emmanuel Poe on the fumble recovery.
He's everywhere tonight, huh?
Had the 44-yard touchdown. And now he comes up with the football along the sideline. An ill-advised mistake there by Nashua North. And a costly turnover. Going to put the Clippers back in business at the Titan 29-yard line. They've dominated time of possession here in this third quarter. The Titan offense has only run 4 snaps since halftime.
Yeah, really, huh?
5 if you include the punt.
Yep.
So a key takeaway, and that now means that the Clippers lead in the turnover category 3-0. Inside of 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. North is going to bring a jailbreak blitz here.
Oh, he cut
Gedney
in.
is going to plant the foot, go up inside the 25-yard line before he's dropped down at the 22. Pretty good run there of 7 for the senior, who was thrown into the fire earlier tonight when starting quarterback Aiden Thomas went down with what looked like a shoulder injury. But Gedney has come on and
Yes.
has been able to manage this offense well and starting to rip off some chunk plays here with a 7-yard
Struggled
run.
in the beginning, but boy, when he came out at halftime, took snaps, was throwing the ball, got himself loose. But I think it was as much mental as it was, getting his the physical things moving. Nick, he mentally, you could just see he looked confident when he was throwing the ball. He's done a terrific job here.
2nd down and 3 from the 23. A dive play for Connors. He's into the second level, and he's into the end zone. A 22-yard touchdown run for the junior Brooks Connors. And now Portsmouth starting to open it up here late in this third quarter. It's 19-0 in favor of the home team.
Well, to me, Nick, in the middle of the second quarter, we were talking, you could just see that the cobwebs were out of the 2-week layoff, and now this team is back playoff ready, and they're playing at that level, the level that they've been playing all year. When they're on, and they're they play the game downhill. But the offensive line, Nick, has just come out. It's a totally different mentality coming out of the offense.
Portsmouth opening things up in this third quarter. It's now 20-0 inside the final minute. Rosario cautiously approaches the 25-yard line and is dropped right there. Big hit on the play. One of the Titans is still down. That, of course, is Gavin Flynn. Not a good sign. Of course, Coach Zabolis already lost his starting quarterback, John Canaway, back in that first half. And now his backup is slow to get up and is starting to walk off the field. So we may see the third-string quarterback here for the Titans is Flynn. Although walking off under his own power looks a little wobbly.
Yeah. You know, Nick, both of these backup quarterbacks deserve credit, though. Coming into a regular season game's one thing. Playing in against a strong opponent coming in doing during the regular season is one thing. Another thing.
Meanwhile, left side run. McLaughlin is there on the stop. Rosario doesn't get much. Those two continue to jaw as they've gone back and forth verbally here in this second half. Rosario marked down at the 30 after a 4-yard gain to bring up 2nd down at 6.
But to come into a playoff game, Nick, like this is real difficult. And I give them both a lot of credit.
So the quarterback is now Dylan Noble, who has made his name on defense over the last few weeks. And a handoff to Rosario on a stretch, and he's chased down again by McLaughlin.
Yeah, McLaughlin, he just got breakout speed. Portsmouth really feeling good right now with 21. Yeah. That's the end of
a big third quarter for the home team. Portsmouth, back-to-back touchdowns late in the frame. A comfortable 20-0 lead now on the board. Coach Pafford hoping to bring the ship to the semifinals if they can hang on for 12 more minutes. North looking for a last-ditched comeback effort on the other side. 20-0 Portsmouth after 3. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, Nashua North, a good fight through 3 quarters,
Real
yet
good
they
fight.
find themselves down 20-0. And facing a 3rd down and 7, they're down to their 3rd-string quarterback. The sophomore is in trouble, and he's spun down and sacked back inside his own 10-yard line. Fletcher Miles, the senior, going to celebrate. Portsmouth turning this game on its head here in the second half. It was a 7-0 Clipper lead at halftime. Portsmouth dominates the time of possession in that 3rd quarter. They sandwiched 2 touchdowns around a fumble recovery in the final 2 minutes.
Yep.
And now have a 3-score cushion here. And again, injuries have factored in both ways. Both starting quarterbacks went down in the first half. And moments ago, North's quarterback, Gavin Flynn, had to go to the sideline. So it's punt time. This one out of his own end zone from Bozick. Fair catch called for and made inside the 38-yard line by Angus Moss. It was Moss who got the party started. Midway through the second quarter, a 37-yard touchdown run that accounted for the only scoring either way before halftime. Late in that 3rd quarter, another big play. Emmanuel Poe, a 44-yard touchdown run, put Portsmouth out in front 13-0. North fumbled the ball on the next play. And then it was Brooks Connors 2 snaps later who went to the house on a 23-yard score. So that is where we are, 20-0. With now a minute gone by in this 4th quarter, we've got another flag, which has been a storyline tonight as well. The penalties against both these teams starting to add up.
Yep.
And this one looks like against the offense here is Portsmouth going to back up 5 yards.
Second half, though, Portsmouth's been able to overcome those penalties, Nick. They've been set back, and they've been able to put together either a single or a couple plays to get the first down. I thought a big one down here was when they were set back, and they had a run around here in the end, and they fought for first down. And then they get a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and then they still continue. So they were able to overcome it with some key players. But the Poe Moss show has been something else tonight out on the outside of the field. On defense and offense.
Moss is in motion. They're going to blow this dead.
Yeah, that one just never got off right.
Colby Gendry thrown into the fire, so to speak, in that second quarter with Aiden Thomas sideline.
Yeah.
As you said off air, seems like the light went on at halftime, so to speak. Came out with some more confidence in that 3rd quarter and helped his team move the football.
Well, I told you at halftime when I saw him out here taking snaps, the body language completely changed when he came out. So probably had a good talking to at halftime, but most important within himself, I think he said, this is my football game. My first string is not coming back. This is all on me at this point, and I want it. And I just think he's done an exemplary job, managing the team and fixing the mistakes he was making. So give him a lot of credit.
Meanwhile, movement up front, it's going to go unnoticed. Big tackle here as Rosario is going to plant Poe. It's got some of the Portsmouth parents upset.
Yeah, Poe is he's down. He took a jarring hit from the back, Nick, and he's not getting up quickly.
Rosario has come alive here defensively now with 4 tackles.
Yeah, Portsmouth.
But again, Poe is still down.
Yeah. Officials time out here. Got the medical staff out taking a look. he was lifted, Nick, and being lifted back. You're going to see it. He took a real jarring hit, and he kind of froze. I was surprised he was able to even hold. Here it is right here, able to hold on to the football. Kind of comes over, then he gets lifted up, carried, and then bang with looks like number 20. Looks like a shoulder, Nick, but it just is in back. He's a tough kid. He's going to be all right. Yeah, he's rubbing that side there.
Bo with perhaps the most electric play tonight. That 44-yard touchdown run in the third quarter.
A tough customer right there, let me tell you.
It built Portsmouth's lead up to 13-0. That was the longest play from scrimmage either way.
Yeah,
tonight.
I mean, you take a look at this defense, Nick, with Durkin. The defensive ends say no, and the tackles are all great. Defensive line's fabulous, but you look at Poe and Moss on the outside, and then you look at Brooks Connors and McLaughlin on the inside. Man,
yeah,
that's
not to mention Nick Smith, who is an all-world athlete in his own right. Huskies played well out of the secondary. I mean, they are loaded with speed. Meanwhile, speaking of speed, Moss is going to be tackled inbounds here in front of his own bench inside the 45-yard line.
All inbounds.
As Portsmouth trying to chip back away after the back-to-back penalties put them in a tough spot.
Yeah, you saw him. He wasn't going out of bounds. He's a smart kid. He turns upfield. So, okay, throw me in the ground, but it's going to be on the green. No white stuff. And he's a smart player. Those little things, seconds at a time, ticking off.
Yeah, Coach Pafford okay with it.
Yep.
And again, Portsmouth has held Nashua North to just 4 offensive snaps since halftime. Yeah. Whereas the time of possession was basically even in that first half.
Yep. Absolutely.
3rd down and 18 officially. Gedney rolls out. Smith throws him back. He maintains his balance. Escapes. Throws down the sideline.
He's got him.
And that pass is complete.
How about that?
Still well short of the first down marker, but a good grab by Jackson Jones and an outstanding effort by the quarterback to stay alive, Colby Gedney.
Would you take a look at this replay right here? This kid, when I say he said this is my game, he's coming out of his shoes right now. Give this young man a lot of credit. He's such a difficult thing to do, to come out as a backup quarterback against a team like Nashua North in the playoffs and perform this half the way he's done. He's a game kid.
So a 4th down and 8. Coach Pafford going to keep the offense on the field. With 3.5 gone by in this 4th quarter. Gedney hard count, blitz up the middle, going to air it out.
He's got him!
He's got a man open. It's Moss on a diving attempt, but he can't pull it in. Incomplete. As that one hits the turf in the end zone. And North, they get the stop they want as they take over here with 3.5 gone by, still trailing 20-0.
Well, I can't complain about the play call because it was wide open release. The reason they called that, Nick, is because the corners and the defensive backs were screwing down hard to come up and stop what they considered was going to be a short pass or a run, trying to burn the clock. So I actually like the call in that situation because they responded to an over pursue or over crunch by the defense, and it was only missed by about a foot. So like you say, North's got it.
Back to work. Peters in the Wildcat. The 4th different Titan to take a snap tonight. And he's shaken up a bit on a run to the right side.
Well, these players on both sides of the football field, and I'm going to talk about North right now, have spent every bit that they possibly have. When you look at the game that young man, Luke Peters, has played, Nick, he's frustrated right now. But let me tell you, who wouldn't want that number 6 on your football team? And the heart and soul that this Nashua North team has played this whole game to try to stay in with the iron of the league. This is a young group of guys, and they are getting experience right now. This game is not over. Crazy things can happen, but 8 minutes, it's going to be a real uphill battle.
Meanwhile, Peters trying to shake it off on the sideline. Rosario is going to take a stretch run to the left and struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackled in pursuit by Cameron Worcester, who has played well tonight, 4 tackles and a sack. And it's just been a tough, really uphill battle for Rosario and that North run game tonight.
It's the defense, Nick. It's just the defense, the speed. We named them off. You got Smith, you've got Moss, you've got Poe, and then you got McLaughlin, and then you got Brooks Connors, and then you got Max Durkin on one bookend, and then you got who on the other? Always forget it.
Well, you got Miles Fletcher down there.
Miles Fletcher, thank you. Didn't want to forget your Miles.
Worcester, who has played well.
Just fabulous. Look at that.
There's depth.
Yeah.
Both up front and at the second and third levels.
Like you said, Nick, they got 4 or 5 guys that are coming in that do substitution that you can hardly even tell it. So this defense is solid.
Peters back in, takes the football to a left side run. And up the sideline across the 40. I believe tackled out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So a 3rd and 10 run is going to pick up about 8 and set up a 4th down and 2 here as we approach the midway point of this 4th quarter.
I think one of the hard things for the Titans, Nick, is, to be honest with you, is they came in here to win this football game. And they played a hell of a 3 quarters right there. They just did a terrific job of battling a one-score game. And all it was is just one play by Aiden Moss around the left side there, and they were just trumping it right to it, and then it just broke loose. But give these young men a whole bunch of credit.
Another direct snap to Peters, left side run. He escapes, trying to cut up the field. Ball comes out at the tail end, but he was down first.
Down.
They're going to spot him at the 35-yard line after a pickup of 22. And a 1st down.
I want to call out the Snack Shack. I went down there at halftime, Nick, to try to get some. I looked over here to the right, and this gentleman in the chair was spooning in some New England clam chowder. So I said, I got to have a little bit of that. Wow, was it good. Comes like it came right off a clipper ship, Nick, and delivered. I love New England clam chowder. Thank you very much, Snack Shack.
Yeah, they do a great job here. The Booster Club.
Yep.
Tom Kozlowski, the athletic director, everybody under him. Always very welcoming.
Oh, fabulous people.
One of our favorite places to come here. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals, quarterfinal action. The winner goes to the semis. Portsmouth, they can hang on to this 20-0 lead. Will play on this field against the winner of Bedford and Salem. Speaking of Bulldogs, Blue Devils, we have that coming your way tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern. Rosario trying to bounce it right side, and Cole McLaughlin is on his back.
Yeah, nothing there, Nick. It's McLaughlin in, Brooks Connors in. The vision and the reading that these guys do, some of it is, most of it is trained, but a lot of it still yet is just natural ability to read. So it isn't just about athleticism; it's about what goes on with their vision on the field and their anticipation. They're just built to do these to do this. And all
right, Dylan Noble back in at quarterback, going to take a snap and is going to throw. His first attempt of the night is deep and incomplete.
Yeah, if you notice, smart move there. When you got that down, he let number 11 let it go. Tucker Husky. That's just good, smart football. You don't want to be taking that and intercepted. He could have intercepted that. He just said, I'm not going to do that. You got 4th down here.
So 4th and 11.
4th and 11.
That pass intended for Peters.
So, he would have been down in the 5-yard line, Nick.
Well, North, after a 6-3 regular season, put up 27 straight to open up the game last week in the preliminary round matchup with Alvern. Prevailed over the Broncos, ultimately 27-14. Trailed only 7-0 at halftime tonight. But a tough way to close out the 3rd quarter with Portsmouth scoring touchdowns just 62 seconds apart. And now the 4th takeaway here. Comes off the tip. Moss with a spin on the return. Still fighting at the 45 is marked down at the 46-yard line. Meanwhile, Darius Smith is shaken up for the Titans as the injury problems continue for Coach Zabolis.
Yeah, he's in some pain right now. You can always tell when they. Yeah.
So another takeaway by this Portsmouth defense. The secondary, Steve, has come up with 2 interceptions. They've also recovered 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
And
we
know what the old adage is. You win the turnover battle, typically you win the game.
If you're a good football team, that is a big factor in the game. It always is, and especially in playoff games, because you've generally got more well-matched opponents that you're playing. And so with that parity, the turnovers really check in. 40-0, you sometimes forget about the turnover battle, but in these games, so close and so tight for so long. Hopefully this young man's okay. It looks like they're working on him. I don't know if that's a cramp, because those things can happen towards the end of the game when the body begins to break down a little bit. But nothing wrong with the effort. Both of these teams have given us a lot of high-quality effort and shown their capabilities. If there's so much film you could look at this game of the individual matchups, Luke Peters just stands out to me on Nashua North. Is such a special player. But, they've got some younger Luke is coming back next year, too. So imagine having him as a senior and the supporting, sophomore and junior class that Coach Zabolis has got coming back. But this year for Portsmouth, this is just a solid group. We've loved following them. This field, like other venues across the state in Division I, is just a great venue to play in. The spirit and the culture here.
Well, really, there was a lot of preseason buzz as Smith gets to his feet. That's good sign here for Nashua North.
Good to see.
But, Steve, really a lot of preseason buzz around Coach Pafford's Clippers.
Yeah.
The amount of bodies that came out in August, over 100 in the program in late September when we spoke with Coach. And a lot of these veterans over the last few years have cut their teeth, so to speak, in real time. One of the better groups, really top to bottom, for Coach and his staff in the last several seasons.
Yeah, one of the things when Brooks Connors, you add Brooks Connors coming over as a new entry to the team, Nick, and have a guy like him come over and support the already solid staff that they had. A guy like that just brings. He's just a punishing runner and a punishing tackler, and he's a demoralizer, on the field. And adding that to the equation is really the reason why they were the number 2 seed. And
so Gedney back in the shotgun formation here as Portsmouth takes over. They go to Connors up the middle.
Speaking of him,
he's tackled by Rosario's. Had a good game here on defense. He's got him for 5 tackles all since halftime.
Yeah, he's got a few yards running too. He's done a good job carrying it. But what I like there is at this point in the game with 4:24 left, you got 2 arms wrapped around that football, because if you can maintain possession, move the sticks one more time, this thing's really in the books.
Starting to keep an eye on the clock at this point. Just over 4 minutes now remaining here in this fourth quarter. Gedney going to check the play sheet, which is on his left wrist. He's got Connors right beside him in the pistol here. 4 receivers, 2 to each side, 4 down linemen for the Titans. Man in motion, far side, snap taken, handoff, Connors left side, look out! Runs over one man before he's pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. 6'2", 215 pounds.
Wow.
A 16 or 17-year-old in a grown man's body.
And a Junior, junior. Wow. This guy's, watch him, you're going to see him right there. This guy's a junior. I mean, seriously. Wow.
Had a 23-yard touchdown at the tail end of that third quarter. Rips off 15 more there.
Look at that. Look at that stiff arm. Awful tough guy to bring down in so many ways.
Louis Mazzarol, the junior, slowed him down. Meanwhile, play fake. Gedney going to dance here and is dropped very close to the line of scrimmage. May have actually gained a yard. Was scissored down there by both Bozek and Rosario. Clock continuing to move now down towards 3 minutes. Coming up after the game, Steve and I will recap this one with some stats, some highlights, and we'll take a last look at the other game in progress tonight in Division I. That's the quarterfinal matchup between Pinkerton and BG. So all that to get to after the game. As Coach Pafford continues to take time between plays. Going to run that clock, run that play clock really all the way down before snapping the football. Poe is in motion. They fake to him. It's a dive play for Connors. He's going to break it right side, picks up a block at the 20. He's inside the 15 before he's tackled at the 10-yard line. That's a 24-yard run for Connors. Connors got off to a slow start. In the first half was contained, but he's become the the go-to guy here with the lead as he looks to salt this thing away for Portsmouth. Starting to gash this fatigue defense a little bit as well, as Portsmouth has had the time of possession heavily in their favor since halftime.
Yep.
Back in the red zone. Got a goal-to-go situation here at the 10-yard line. Gedney. Handoff, dive play again. Connors still fighting. Going to mark him down somewhere in the area of the 8-yard line.
You're Coach Pafford here. You just want to keep it really simple and secure and just hope you don't get any injuries these last 2 or 3 minutes as you're winding the clock down.
So Portsmouth, they're going to come back to this field next week, Steve, in the semifinals. The D1 semis. Who will be the opponent? It'll be either Bedford or Salem. We know that. Bulldogs and Blue Devils square off in Bedford tomorrow night. And, of course, the only place to see that live is right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire.
I love that venue up in that spot where we're at, Nick. Really love being up on top there, and you got a great view of the game. I can't believe they actually threw it. But
yeah, short pass taken in for the first time by Dylan Kane, the senior, getting some action here late.
Yeah, Gedney likes to Mahomes it a little bit. He likes to kind of roll and kind of have these unorthodox throws, but that play down here on the 30-yard line where it looked like he was going to be thrown back 15, 20 yards behind line of scrimmage. He breaks through it, rolls out, and then throws a dart down here, and nice catch as he skids inbounds and then out of bounds and comes down with it. That was quite a play. Then
it's got Mahomes' number as well, number 15.
Geez, I didn't think of that. You're absolutely right.
All right.
But, Mahomes
here's
gets
some class here, Steve.
Shortstop.
Some class from Coach Pat. We're going to take a knee.
He's nothing but class.
With his team on the doorstep at the 5-yard line. We're inside the final minute. He has his quarterback take the knee to bring up a fourth down, and that's got this crowd on their feet. The Clipper fans showing appreciation as the team about to wrap up win number 10 overall. And again, a Division I semifinal berth on the way.
No rollover here with the Nashua North Titans, Nick. This team came in, played 3 quarters of intense football, and I think surprised a lot of people and didn't surprise others of how strong they came into this football game. And I have no doubt that Coach Pafford's showing Chad Zabolis nothing but respect here for recognizing that they face an opponent. And awful good to see these young fellas down here congratulating one another. Game's pretty much over at this point, obviously, and nothing but class on both these groups of young fellas. And, Portsmouth has a right to celebrate here for sure, but at the same time showing a ton of respect at the same time.
And I would argue, to your point, that the future next year
very
bright for Nashua North and head coach Chad Zabolis as they bring back a ton. And I got to get everybody healthy first and foremost. Obviously, Canaway went down tonight. Smith, Peters played hurt, it looked like, etc. But come August next year, they're going to be retooled.
Yep.
And ready to return to the playoffs
and
for sure.
And so many sophomores participate in this game today that are going to become upperclassmen next year. And that's just a huge, huge growth year, not only physiologically, but also from the workout standpoint and developing skills. And as you say, Nick, there, the mental gains that they make as they begin to face their peers rather than be looking at everybody they're facing as upperclassmen. And that just breeds confidence. So Chad Zabolis has got the talent himself, but he's also got some good talent with him, training these young men for next year. So congratulations to them, but not to be, let's not forget, Portsmouth came to play tonight.
Yep.
They struggled with that two-week layoff, kind of malaise in the beginning of the game, but nothing but strength as the game went on. And you could see the team, them ramp it up midway through the second quarter, really started to change, and the momentum changed in their favor, and they really never let off the gas the rest of the game.
20-0 is the final. Postgame next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Back here in Portsmouth, the Clippers with a 20-0 win over Nashua North. They will play host to the winner of Bedford and Salem in next weekend's Division I semifinals. Nick Anastas with you. Steve Beals to my right. A good game tonight. A scoreless first quarter, emphasis on field position, and then both head coaches had to deal with injuries as both starting quarterbacks went down at the tail end of the first quarter. Portsmouth Aiden Thomas went to the locker room, did not return. We saw John Canaway, the junior for North, along the sidelines, but he never re-entered the game either, so it was on the backups from that point on. The big play in the first half came midway through the second quarter. Portsmouth senior Angus Moss from 37 yards out on his first and only carry tonight went to the house, and it was a 7-0 affair at halftime. The Portsmouth defense also came up with 2 takeaways through the first 2 quarters. Third quarter was the turning point. Portsmouth comes out, they get the kickoff to begin the second half, and they chew up nearly 8 minutes off the clock before North comes down and takes a snap. Clippers forced a 3-and-out, got the ball back, and then broke it open with a 44-yard touchdown run from Emmanuel Poe that made it a 2-score game at 13-0. The ensuing play, North turns it over with a backwards pass, a live football in that backfield, scooped up by Portsmouth for their third takeaway, sets up another short field, and this time the Clippers kick in the door, so to speak, as Brooks Connors from 23 yards out runs to the house to make it a 20-0 affair. One more takeaway for the Clippers in that fourth quarter to put this thing on ice, and that is our final of 20-0. Portsmouth defense bottled up the North rush attack tonight as they held senior tailback Steven Rosario to just 34 yards on 14 carries, unofficially. Rosario got some revenge on defense tonight with a team-high 6 tackles. But in the end, Portsmouth wins the turnover battle, they win the time of possession battle, and ultimately they win the scoreboard battle as well. A 20-0 victory, their 10th of the season, as they stay unbeaten and will host either defending champion Bedford or 6th-seeded Salem right here next weekend.
You know, Nick, I want to just call a couple. I mean, obviously the Brooks Connors things and the McLaughlin and the Poe and the Moss and the Smiths, just tremendous efforts. But the thing that really, Colby Gedney, coming out in the second half, even at the very end of the second quarter, Nick, you could see he started to turn and feel more comfortable. We talked about it in the second quarter, but when he came out, you could see the body language, like I said over and over. You got to give this guy tremendous credit for taking and having a senior backup quarterback's not a bad thing. And he got an opportunity to help his football team get to the next week. It doesn't look promising if you look at the kind of injury that Aiden Thomas had. It doesn't look likely when your shoulder's like that. You never know, though. Hopefully for them, he can get a week's rest, come back. But one thing that what Gedney did, is made Portsmouth say, if we protect him and we work extra hard, we got a guy who can meet the standard, and he's not going to hurt us. And he did that tonight. Let's talk about Coach Zabolis and the Nashua Titans, Nick. They have a lot to be proud of this season as a young group of guys going in. You know, you feel bad for the seniors that won't have another shot, but you feel great for a guy like Luke Peters and some of the other juniors coming back. They're going to come back for another year, and they're going to be solid. They're going to be good. Look forward to seeing the development of those guys from the offseason. But this was a 3-quarter war, really, a 2.5-quarter war. And
well, North never quit.
They never quit, even to the last play of the game.
Even to the last play. I'd say it was a 4-quarter war that turns Portsmouth's way in that third quarter.
Exactly. And I just have nothing but respect. And I think Coach Pafford's move to say, the heck with this, we're not going down there and going to ram it in, because this team that played us got our teeth sharpened for sure in a big way.
Right.
And they fought like warriors, and I'm going to show them the same kind of respect I'd like. I just thought that was a class move.
Yeah.
And we'll see where we go next week. Nick, I'm really excited about Salem at Bedford, which I know you're going to talk about.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. A
Yep.
reminder, tomorrow we're on the air at 4:45 in advance of that 5 o'clock kickoff between Salem and Bedford. The undefeated Bulldogs, the 3 seed, the defending champs, look to get it done under Coach Matthews and get back to the semifinals. Coach Abraham and the Blue Devils hoping to play spoiler. Again, we're on the air at 4:45 ahead of that 5 o'clock kickoff. All right, I want to thank our man Tom upstairs.
This whole place here.
For roping this thing off for us, keeping us safe and sound at the foot of the press box, letting our man John run wild on the roof. And, of course, your new friends over at the Snack Shack for hooking up the halftime beverage.
I've been known to develop good relationships with Snack Shack. So.
And that clam chowder that you raved about. So we appreciate it for sure. In all seriousness, Tom and his staff here at Portsmouth,
fabulous,
at the top of the list statewide. We appreciate it. Want to thank our crew here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, as well. It starts with John Barron, who was here bright and early, getting us set up.
Look at this setup we got here, Nick.
Brought
It's
the
just
lights
the work
here
he puts
at
into
press
it.
row. We are spoiled, thanks to John, and appreciate that.
Guys flying up from
and, of course, I was about to say, Matt Beals, another red-eye flight last night, gets in from D.C., and he's on the field. And
he said the plane bounced 3 times and came down hard, so he's committed. And how about our man Ian over there?
Yeah,
right?
Ian Maluski back in the fold.
Love to have him.
Well, glad to have him as the latest addition behind one of the uprights in the end zone as well. Kristen Beals, a well-deserved night off. And, of course, the whole thing orchestrated and put together by the man behind the curtain, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios.
What a great video to enter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Ben.
For my partner, executive producer Steve Beals, my name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time, Portsmouth 20, Nashua North nothing. This has been our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.